I am in a world of trouble. You know, once upon a time, I thought it'd be great fun to be a father. And I didn't anticipate all the things that I would have to endure in fatherhood. The thing that I dreaded the most has finally arrived. Apparently, my teenage daughters are interested in boys. I don't like boys. I don't like boys. I like my teenage daughters. You know, I know it's an inevitability that at some point the explosive hormones that drive and motivate every young teenager has to present themselves in ugly and untimely fashion. No parent can fully be ready for this moment where suddenly boys begin to notice and the girls notice them back. Now I remember back in my youth, there were some girls who tickled my fancy, and by that I mean I thought they were smoking hot, and they thought I was invisible. Now, I realize that today, the good-looking man you see today, kind of hard to imagine that the girls would find him somewhat frightening and unappealing. But it's true. I can't tell you how many times I heard from girls, well, I like you as a friend. Which basically means, in the teenage mind, I don't really want to be seen with you in that way. I get it. I understand. I may not have been everyone's cup of tea at the age of 15 through 48 years old. I understand. I get it. I may not exactly be your kind of guy. But what I will say is this. When you experience your teenage years and move on to adulthood and then to middle age, where now you are the teacher, you are the parent, and the kid is simply a student of the human condition, of which they have yet to graduate and fulfill the minimum requirements. It is somewhat disconcerting knowing what teenagers are capable of, knowing the kind of filthy and horrifying, primitive, sexual type of urges they are feeling. Not the ones that are sophisticated, that require, thought, or one in which consequences are present. No, these are teenagers. These are teenagers who say, pregnancy? That's never going to happen. Not the first time. Or the same lack of consequence the teenage mind would say about syphilis. He's in my math class. I'm not catching syphilis from that guy or that girl. Well, you know, there's always that 1% that screws it up for everybody. That one girl who gets the syphilis, who gets pregnant, and the kid is born with a shanker on its head that looks like a hubcap. Well, as a parent of a teenage girl, the last thing I want to do is put my kid knowingly in a position where they have to make those kinds of choices. And I realize that I'm probably going to lose those arguments, and ultimately the kid will probably do what the fuck they want to do anyway, and I'm just going to have to sit there and take it and try to explain that there are rules and parameters that every teenage kid should follow, and that kid will ignore everything I say and do what they want, and I just hope to God that they don't make some sort of egregious error that follows them through the rest of their days. Now, the other thing to think about, and I'll make this a brief statement. If you're a teenager and your parent is trying to use examples from their own life. While it may seem dated and trite and maybe somewhat cute, antiquated if you will, there is real wisdom in the parent's mind. Real practical wisdom that says, listen, I'm an adult. My life is already ruined. Let's try to work on not ruining yours. I think you'll appreciate that later. But of course they will, because that's what puberty is all about, destroying your life in such a way where you're just about ready to live as an adult. I hope they get there, because it's gonna kill me.